The future of Power Rangers is uncertain, which means that no one knows what is really going to happen after the reboot, since there are several possible outcomes and we are going to mention them all. After 30 years of history, Power Rangers have reached a point where nothing gave the results that any company wants to have, and the world has changed a lot. According to some information on the internet, Hasbro reported good profits with Power Rangers this year, and possibly this is due to the premiere of Cosmic Fury, but also to the special episode. The debate of all this is that we are not sure if this was more because of the special episode or more because of Cosmic Fury, but the important thing is that the company had good profits in the Power Rangers brand. Despite this, it is very likely that the Power Rangers brand is not making enough profit to continue doing what it has been doing for the last 30 years, and that is why a reboot of the franchise will be done. Obviously, this reboot must change absolutely everything and not just the story along with the characters. This is because the most important thing is the targeted audience of the franchise, because basically, this is what has changed in the world, and this is the number one reason why there are not the same profits as before. We have mentioned this in several videos, and it is that the franchise was always aimed at a child audience, but now kids don't watch as much television as they used to. Maybe they watch TV, but not the typical shows we used to watch, because now there are many other options, and they choose those other options. This doesn't mean that no kids watch TV. Maybe you have a kid that still likes shows like Power Rangers, but most kids are watching other things. The same YouTube site has become a great competition for TV because besides having a system to watch regular TV channels, it is also the biggest platform for videos, and here there are many YouTubers who are creating a lot of content for the children's audience. Personally, I can confirm that I know children who only watch YouTube channels despite having the opportunity to watch other platforms such as Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, and many others. These YouTube channels create very different content and are not kids' shows that we are used to. Possibly, this is what catches the attention of children, and this is why many programs for a child audience no longer have the same audience numbers as before. However, superhero movies and series are the most watched these days, so possibly this is the way for many TV shows like Power Rangers. There are many TV shows that do not have many options, and some of them, what they have done is to start uploading content to the YouTube platform in order to promote their content. There are also shows like Power Rangers, which have started posting their content on platforms like Netflix in order to reach a wider audience, and this has definitely worked a lot. In the case of the new Power Rangers projects that have been released on Netflix, it has been a great advantage to have them there, since we can revisit them as many times as we want, and they could be released in many countries at the same time. This is something that is impossible with regular TV channels, since if the content is published at a specific time and on a specific channel, there are many people who cannot see it. This is the same thing that has been happening for many years, and this is why many Power Rangers fans could not watch all the seasons, as sometimes they would just change channels. For now, there are only a few seasons on Netflix, and even though many seasons are on YouTube on the official Power Rangers channel, I think they should have all seasons on Netflix with different languages. This is one of the big disadvantages that YouTube has, since for now the videos can only be in one language, and although the platform is already implementing the option to change the language, this is still in test mode. Having established the reasons why Power Rangers should do a reboot, let's now think about the future of the franchise, since the reality is that we already lost what we were going to lose. If the franchise is going to be a reboot, then we must accept that we already lost the entire universe we knew, and now only memories will remain. Obviously, we can watch all the seasons again, but we will no longer have anything new about any character we know, and this is the most painful thing for us as fans. This is why we must now focus on the new universe and give it a chance so that we can fall in love again with the franchise with everything they are going to give us. Unfortunately, even though we give it a chance, this doesn't mean that we can't be disappointed, and this is why we have talked several times about some things that should be done so that this doesn't happen. Since the children's audience can no longer lift the franchise since they don't consume as much television, then the franchise is going to target a more adult audience and start applying everything that other superhero franchises are doing. Power Rangers has the potential to compete with other franchises, but they must be careful not to make the same mistakes that these other franchises are making as well. The first thing they should do is listen to the fans, and that is that all companies have made this mistake, especially franchises that are about superheroes and fantasy. The fans know what they want, and even though you're not going to be able to please them all, there are things that are pretty unanimous. These are the things that you should apply to every production and not start doing things that are meaningless or unimportant. I'm going to give you an example. Let's use the special episode in this example because it is the most recent project and the project that was the most fan-pleasing. The first thing we must say is that special episode was spectacular. It had many things that were great for the fans, but there was one specific thing that they didn't want to do, and this then was a battle in the social media comments. All the fans were hoping that the Rangers could unite all the weapons to create the Power Blaster and with this finish off Rita. This they never did, and the producer's response was that they didn't do it because of lack of time and budget. These are the things they should avoid in the reboot, since it is better to inject a good budget and give a good creation time to the product so that we can have a great project that exceeds everyone's expectations. All this we have mentioned is very important, but despite that, the most important thing is to keep the spirit of Power Rangers intact, and by that, I mean the essence of the franchise. In another video we can talk more in depth about the essence of the franchise, but for now we can summarize it in the things that make Power Rangers different from the rest of the superheroes. These things were not fulfilled in the 2017 movie, and this is why it failed. For now, with this reboot, Power Rangers has three options, and the first one is that they can do the same thing they did in that 2017 movie. They can create a great product, with excellent special effects, but forgetting the essence of Power Rangers and having the worst failure ever. The other option is to go back to doing the same thing they have been doing for 30 years, but with a different universe, and with this they are going to be sure that they are not going to suffer losses, but they are not going to get the profits they are looking for either. The third option is to create a project with all the essence of Power Rangers as in the '95 movie, but with the production quality of the 2017 movie, and make the Power Rangers franchise reach the highest level we have ever seen in history. Write in the comments your opinion about the reboot, like this video and subscribe to join the future of Power Rangers.